Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be diving into something pretty interesting.
Yeah.
It's this idea of going from like a blank page to published author in just 7 days
Oh, wow.
and actually making money from that book, like in just a week.
Okay.
We're going to be looking at a program called 7 Days to Published Author,
Right.
and we're going to unpack how they claim to make this happen.
7 days, huh? That's a pretty bold claim.
Yeah, it is.
I think it's natural for people to be a little skeptical
Yeah,
when you hear something like that,
yeah,
especially with all the kind of get-rich-quick schemes out there.
exactly. Yeah, this is another one of those.
Right.
So that's kind of the elephant in the room, and I think we should address that right away.
Definitely.
Um, so the program emphasizes like a structured approach,
Okay.
a step-by-step process. And that's designed to make publishing accessible even if you've never written a book before.
Interesting.
So like even for complete beginners.
Okay.
And they back up these claims with actual concrete examples.
Okay.
Like one student who reportedly earned $570 a month from Google Books alone.
Oh, wow. $570 a month.
Yeah.
Just from Google Books.
Yeah, that's a pretty
That definitely gets your attention.
specific detail, right?
Yeah.
And they explain how this student focused on creating these super short books
Okay.
and targeted a specific niche on Amazon.
Interesting.
So that kind of challenges the traditional notion of what a successful book is.
It does.
Like you think of this big, thick book,
Right.
but maybe it's these small, short books that are really where it's at.
I mean, it makes sense with the way people consume content now, right?
Right, exactly. So if you guys are finding this information valuable, we would love for you to like and subscribe to our channel Digital Hustle Podcast so you can join us for more deep dives like this one.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, let's get into some of the specifics of the program
Okay.
because I'm sure you're wondering, like, how does this actually work?
Yeah, how do you go from zero to published author in 7 days?
Right.
What's the secret sauce?
Exactly.
So one of the first things they emphasize is finding hidden, unsaturated book niches.
Okay.
So instead of trying to compete in those crowded markets, they teach you how to identify areas with high demand but low competition.
So it's about finding those little pockets of opportunity, right?
Exactly.
Where you can stand out.
Precisely.
And it's not just about finding the niche, right?
Right.
There's more to it.
They also introduce this idea of leveraging AI to kind of model existing bestsellers.
Oh, interesting. AI.
Now, before you think robots are writing books here,
Right.
it's more about using AI tools to analyze successful books in your chosen niche.
Okay.
Identify patterns and elements that are already resonating with readers.
So it's like having a data-driven roadmap to help you craft a book
Exactly.
that has a higher chance of success.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it.
Because, I mean, you're looking at what's already working,
Mm-hmm.
and then you're using AI to kind of like extract that information
Exactly.
to see like, okay, what are the patterns here?
Hmm.
What are the elements?
And they also have this concept they call legally hijacking other bestsellers' sales.
Okay, legally hijacking. That sounds a little
I know, right?
shady. Like, how is that?
Yeah, a little bit sketchy.
How is that even possible?
So it's not about stealing content or doing anything unethical, right?
Right.
It's more about understanding Amazon's algorithm
Mm-hmm.
and utilizing keywords and categories to position your book alongside successful competitors
Okay.
so that you can tap into their existing audience.
So it's about being strategic with your metadata to
Yeah.
increase visibility.
Exactly.
Right.
That's a much better way to put it than hijacking, I think.
Yeah, hijacking makes it sound like you're doing something illegal.
Right.
But really, it's just about understanding
Right.
how to use the system to your advantage.
Exactly. Playing the game the right way. And then they talk about this secret tool that can supposedly help you 10x your output
Okay.
while saving time and money.
10x your output. That sounds it.
Yeah. This is where I get a little skeptical.
Me too. A little too good to be true,
Right.
maybe.
It could be related to using AI writing assistants or something like that.
Right.
Or maybe some super efficient writing techniques.
Yeah, but 10x.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
We'll have to look into that.
We'll have to investigate further, definitely. But they also talk about things like creating eye-catching covers
Right.
and generating book reviews.
Which is super important
Yeah, absolutely.
for marketing.
Those are essential elements of book marketing, but they often get overlooked.
Yeah, people think it's just about writing the book.
Right. Just get the words on the page and you're good to go.
But the cover is the first thing people see.
Exactly. And those reviews can really make or break you on Amazon.
Absolutely.
So those are key things they address as well.
So far, we've covered their focus on short books, niche selection,
Mm-hmm.
leveraging AI,
Yeah.
and marketing strategies.
Right?
But I know some of you might be thinking, is this really for beginners?
It's a valid concern, yeah.
Like, can I really do this if I've never written a book before?
Right, and they do claim to be designed for anyone,
Yep.
regardless of their experience or their technical skills.
Right.
They emphasize it only takes a small time commitment each day,
Okay.
like 30 minutes to an hour.
That's manageable.
Yeah, even if you're busy,
Even if you're super busy,
you can probably squeeze that in.
you can find that time.
Right.
And then they address the skepticism about publishing in 7 days by highlighting the student success stories and the use of AI tools
Okay.
to help expedite the process.
So they're saying that AI is really key to making that 7-day timeline happen.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Interesting.
Now, before we move on, I do want to acknowledge that there are many other self-publishing resources out there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So what sets this program apart from the rest?
That's a good question.
Why would someone choose this program?
So they highlight their actionable challenge structure, which is designed to keep you motivated and on track.
Okay.
They also provide done-for-you niche research,
Interesting.
which can save you a lot of time and effort in identifying those profitable markets.
So you don't have to do that research yourself.
Exactly.
You can just use their research.
That's a big time saver.
Right.
And they really emphasize the community aspect,
Okay.
which offers support and accountability throughout the process.
So it's like you're not alone in this.
Right. You've got a whole community of people going through the same thing,
Yeah.
cheering you on, helping you out.
So it's about combining that practical guidance with the supportive community.
Exactly.
To overcome those hurdles that often trip up first-time authors.
That's a really compelling combination, I think.
It is. It sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
And you know what? They actually offer quite a bit more
Oh,
than just the core program.
like what?
Well, they throw in a bunch of bonuses.
Okay.
Templates, checklists,
Right.
access to their private community. And they're offering it all
Okay.
at a surprisingly low price.
Now you've got me interested. Tell me more about this offer.
All right, so before we get into the specifics of that offer, I want to take a
Well,
moment to...
let's dive into this offer.
All right, let's hear it.
So they've bundled everything together.
Mm-hmm.
The 7 training videos, the step-by-step action plan,
Okay.
the community access, the niche research,
Right.
all valued at $181.
Okay.
But for a limited time, they're offering it for just $70.
Whoa, okay, that's a huge difference.
It is.
Like, is there a catch?
Well, they do emphasize it's a limited time offer,
Okay.
and it's designed to give people a chance to try out the program
Mm-hmm.
at a significantly reduced price.
Yeah.
They're basically betting that once people see the value,
Yeah.
they'll want to continue with their other resources and training.
So it's like a low barrier to entry to get
Curriculum.
people in the door,
Right.
and then hopefully they'll see the value and stick around.
That's the idea.
That's a pretty bold strategy.
It is, but it makes sense if they're confident in their program.
Yeah, I guess so.
And it's interesting to think about the potential return on investment here.
Right.
If you create even one successful short book
Mm-hmm.
that generates a few $100s a month in royalties,
Yeah.
that $17 investment could pay for itself many times over.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not just about the upfront cost.
Right.
It's about the long-term earning potential.
Exactly. And, for anyone listening who's ever thought about writing a book,
Yeah.
but felt overwhelmed or intimidated by the whole traditional publishing process,
It's a lot.
it is.
It can be very daunting.
Yeah. This program seems to offer a much more accessible path.
Right, like a simplified version.
Exactly.
Takes away a lot of the mystery and complexity.
And it addresses some of the common concerns that hold people back,
Yeah, like what?
like finding the time to write,
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
figuring out what to write about,
Yeah.
and then navigating all the technical aspects of publishing.
Right, because there's a lot to learn.
There is. It can be overwhelming.
So it seems like they've really tried to anticipate those needs
Yeah.
and challenges
Mm-hmm.
and provide solutions.
I think they've done a good job of that.
Yeah.
And what's really noteworthy is their emphasis on taking action.
Okay.
It's not enough to just dream about writing a book.
Right.
You have to actually sit down and do it.
You got to put in the work.
Exactly. And this program seems to provide that structure and accountability
Mm-hmm.
to help people overcome that inertia.
Right, because it's easy to get stuck in that planning phase
Oh, yeah,
and never actually start writing.
absolutely. So this helps you get over that hurdle.
Yeah, so it's about turning those aspirations
Mhm.
into
Mhm.
tangible results.
Exactly. And, even if someone doesn't end up becoming a best-selling author,
Right.
The skills and knowledge they gain from this program could be valuable in other areas of their life,
Oh, absolutely.
like improving their writing skills,
Mm-hmm.
understanding marketing principles. Yeah.
Or developing a more entrepreneurial mindset.
Those are all valuable takeaways,
The
whether you're pursuing publishing full-time
Mhm.
or just as a side hustle.
Right. And it's interesting to think about the bigger picture here.
Okay.
You know, how programs like this are changing the way we think about knowledge sharing.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be that publishing a book was seen as this exclusive,
Yeah.
almost elitist endeavor.
Right, you had to go through a traditional publisher.
Exactly. You had to jump through all these hoops.
And it was very difficult to get your foot in the door.
Very gate-kept, yeah.
But now, the barriers to entry are lower than ever.
And that's a good thing, I think.
It is. It means more people have the opportunity to share their stories,
Right.
their perspectives,
Their expertise.
with the world.
Like, we're moving towards a more democratized model of knowledge creation.
I like that.
More inclusive.
And who knows what hidden gems are out there,
Exactly. There's so much potential.
waiting to be discovered. And if you're intrigued by this concept of creating a book that actually makes you money, we encourage you to give us a follow here at Digital Hustle Podcast.
Yes, please do.
We're always diving deep into different income streams
That's what we do.
and bringing you valuable insights.
Just like this.
Now, before we wrap up our analysis of 7 Days to Published Author,
Yeah.
I want to touch upon one more aspect that I found particularly interesting.
Okay, what's that?
Well, I was really impressed with how the program addresses the mental and emotional aspects
Oh, okay.
of writing and publishing. You
Yeah.
know, it's not just about the technical stuff.
Right.
It's about overcoming self-doubt and fear
Mhm.
that can really hold us back.
Yeah, those are big ones.
Huge.
For sure.
And this program seems to offer some practical strategies
Okay.
for dealing with those mental roadblocks.
Like, what kind of strategies?
Well, they talk about building confidence, staying motivated,
Mm.
and developing a resilient mindset.
So it's not just about the book itself. It's about you as an author.
It's about personal growth.
Right.
It's about becoming a creator.
Yeah, I like that.
And, you know, if we zoom out a little bit,
Okay.
it's fascinating to think about how programs like this are changing the way we think about knowledge sharing and expertise.
Yeah.
It used to be that publishing a book was seen as this exclusive, almost elitist endeavor.
Right.
But now the barriers to entry are so much lower.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
And I think that's a good thing.
It is. It's really democratizing the process.
Exactly.
And it means that we get to hear from more voices, more perspectives.
And who knows what amazing stories are out there just waiting to be told.
Yeah, there's so much potential.
So much untapped potential.
And, you know, even if someone doesn't aspire to be a full-time author,
Right.
the skills they learn in this program could be valuable in other areas of their life.
Oh, absolutely.
Like writing better emails,
Mhm.
creating compelling presentations,
Yep.
or just being a more confident communicator in general.
Those are all essential skills.
Yeah.
No matter what you do.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into 7 Days to Published Author,
Okay.
I think the key takeaway here is that self-publishing has become a much more accessible and achievable goal than ever before.
I agree.
And this program offers a really comprehensive and well-structured path for anyone who's ready to take that leap.
Definitely. And even if someone's still on the fence about whether this program is right for them, I think it's worth checking out.
Absolutely.
You know, just explore it a little bit.
And if you're curious to learn more, we've included a link to the program in the episode description.
Right.
It might be the push you need
Yeah.
to finally bring that book idea to life.
I love it.
Well, that brings us to the end of another deep dive.
Awesome.
Hope you found this exploration insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Yeah, me too.
Until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep those creative juices flowing.
And remember, the power to share your story with the world is right there in your hands.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining us, everyone.